I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish. I got one on every one of the hooks. Hey, this is Ace here with Hillbilly How To's, and today I'm out on my kayak. I am going to do a little bit of a challenge here with Sabiki rods. Seems like that's the only thing that I'm catching is just small stuff here today. I was going for some big catfish, but haven't had any luck yet. So I'm going to put a small hook, Sabiki rig, out on the left side of my kayak, and then larger hooks out on the right side, just to see kind of what I can catch and see if it makes a difference on the size of fish that I'm catching, how many I'm catching, because it seems like the small stuff is biting pretty well today, so I figure this might be a pretty good day to do that challenge. I'm going to show you here a picture of the one I'm putting on the left side. And this is the one that I will be putting on the right side of the kayak. So the hook sizes are quite a bit different. One of them's a size 6 hooks, and the other is a size 14 hooks. So on the one that I've got the big Sabiki rig on is just a small rod, just a regular like bass fishing rod. I think I've got 12-pound test on it, with a 3-ounce pyramid sinker on the bottom. And then I've got my homemade Sabiki rig. I've got a video on how I made it. Here on the side, it's just dropped off right there at the end. Got a 3-ounce pyramid sinker on the bottom of it also. I do have little pieces of earthworms on each one of the hooks of both Sabikis. This little rig here that I've got works great for just catching bait fish. I keep it in the water even if I'm bass fishing or cat fishing. Basically, I can just stick it in the rod holder, slide it right in, and then I can kind of control it here. And I can just pull out more line when I need to, and I can kind of feel if I've got something on the line right here. So this is what I was talking about with the Sabiki rig off to the side. It works amazing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish. I got one on every one of the hooks. And this is my homemade pipe rig. So it's got the small Sabiki rig. So I've hit a school here, just setting here. And this is the one that's hooked here on the side. And just to show you, so whenever I get something on here, I just pull my rod holder just out of the hole here, and then just reel in whatever I've got here on the line, and then I just stick it back in there and it slides right back in. It works great. Alright, I just caught one on this rod. He was probably the biggest, as you can see right there. He was the biggest out of the ones that we just caught. So I had 5 on the small rod, and then one big one on the other Sabiki rig, the big Sabiki rig. Small Sabiki rig just caught me this little white bass, little striper. Uh-oh, got something else. So I'm back home now. I caught a total of 10 fish there on the small Sabiki rig, with 9 bluegill and 1 white bass. And then on the large Sabiki rig, I caught 2 bluegill, and then I had a catfish to the kayak, and when I was trying to pull it in, I lost it. It's probably a 5-pound catfish. And I caught something else really big on the big hooks that I couldn't get in. My line, I think, would have broke probably before I ever got it to the kayak, but he did get off. I was trying to tighten the drag and trying to wire him out, whatever he was, because I only had 12-pound test on that rod. So he would have probably broke my line even if he hadn't gotten off. I think basically what happened is what I expected. The smaller hooks, the 6 hooks, catch a lot more fish, catch a lot of random stuff. You can still catch somewhat big fish, but a lot of small fish. The bigger hooks is targeting more of your big fish, but you don't catch as much. Only got 2 bluegill on that, which they were 14, size 14 hooks. So those hooks are a little bit too big really for bluegill to even be able to get them in their mouth. So I was really shocked that those 2 even got on the hooks. I think the next time I do this, I will use one of my bigger rods and bigger line for the bigger hooks. Probably will do this again, just because it is fun, because you're catching so much fish. If you all have any questions on my homemade rig that was in the kayak there on the left with the small hooks, I did make a video on how to make that rig. It's the Ultimate Kids Fishing Rig, or the Ultimate Kids Fishing Rod. It's basically made on a PVC pipe. The rod holder there on the left side, like I was showing you, that works great. I'm going to make some more videos on that, and how I've got that set up and how I work the rod with that, because I'm even thinking about putting another one on the other side just because it is working so well. I do need to make me another Sabiki rig with the PVC pipe, maybe a little bit bigger, to try the bigger hooks. So I had the 2 rods going at the same time for about 2 hours. So caught total of 12 fish, 13 if you want to count the catfish that I had to. The kayak just didn't get it in the boat. But with the small Sabiki rig, I had it actually out the whole time, even 2 hours before I started with the large one, and caught many other bluegill with it. Probably caught a total of about 25 fish while I was out there. So the Sabiki rig is a lot of fun for catching a lot of fish. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to Landon Holt. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, and thank you for watching my videos. If you all like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thank you.